Hello everybody, welcome back to some more Redstone Academy. In this episode, I've been very excited for this episode. We're not going to be discussing components anymore, not, like all the hoppers, the droppers, the cobobulators, all those things. No, we're going to be discussing actual logic gates. These are actual circuits, designs that you make with your redstone that have special functionalities. And you'll realize very quickly, these are very important. They're not extremely hard to understand, but they are very important. And I just realized that I forgot to put in a NOR latch gate, but that's okay. Maybe I'll make one with you guys and I'll demonstrate it with you. But why don't we just start off with a simple OR gate? Now, the whole point of these gates here is that you're going to have multiple inputs in your design. And what you want to do is you want to differentiate what you need from those inputs. So, an OR gate is pretty simple. I have two inputs here. I have one right here and I have one right here. And what an OR gate basically says is if either of these are flicked on, this light will turn on. So you can see this one's flipped on and it's on. You'll see this one's flicked on and it's on. You can see they're both flicked on and it's still on. And this is very simple to make. It's literally just a line of redstone because either one of these levers will be able to turn this lamp on. But it's an OR gate because basically what it's saying is this or this. One of these inputs has to be on or has to be true in order for this light to turn on. And that's basically what this is. Now, if you didn't know, Redstone is a Boolean system. Now, what that means is it's basically literally just programming. With a Boolean system, you have either 1, which is true, or on, or you have 0, which is false, or not on. So, yeah, you can use realistic programming functionalities when you're doing Redstone. So it helps. It helps to have a little bit of programming background, but it's definitely not needed. Like you don't need to have programming knowledge to understand what an OR gate is or what an OR gate does. You could see exactly right here what it does. Either this is on or this is on, and it still does the same thing. Now, one thing you might notice is that we have some, we call it feedback. If this lever's on, there's some feedback on this end, and maybe that's what you want, maybe that's not what you want. If you have like a redstone lamp over here and a redstone lamp over here, and you have a you have an OR gate here, but you only want that to affect this redstone lamp, well, this lever is going to affect this and this, whether you want it to or not. Which is why I have a different design here of another OR gate which uses repeaters. Now, repeaters are cool and interesting, and actually it's something I forgot to mention when I did my redstone, or my repeater video. At least I think I forgot to. Repeaters only travel in one direction. So what that means is I can click on this, and I'll light up this lamp, but I won't light up this lamp. A repeater is what we call a diode, and a diode is it's a real terminology of, electricity is allowed to flow one way, but not the other way. So you'll see I have redstone flowing through here, but it's not accessing this area here. So this repeater is acting as a diode. Now it's the same exact thing here, except redstone's not able to transfer through unless this area or this input is set to true. So that is an OR gate. OR gates are very simple. One of the simplest logic gates you have. You know what? I forgot what was next. Maybe I take that back, because this literally only takes a redstone torch. This is a NOT gate. And what that does is, I discussed it earlier on in the redstone torch video, but if you have a redstone input, it basically just reverses what the input is. So this is set to false, which means this is true. Vice versa, if I set the input to on or true, sorry, I'm using actual terms here. If I set the input onto on, the lamp will turn off. It is reversing whatever I give it, which is useful when we get to AND gates because we're using the NOT functionality of an AND gate. And I'll show you exactly what it is. An AND gate's very simple to make here, but an AND gate basically says this input and this input have to be on in order for this lamp to turn on. You'll see it doesn't work either way, or even if they're both off, they both have to be on in order to turn the lamp on. Now this might be useful to describe in reverse because I have this redstone torch here that's being powered off because I have this redstone torch here being powered on. I'm inverting the signal to here, and the only way that you can revert this signal is by turning this lamp on, which means that I have to turn both of these torches off to turn this off, which inverts this source to turn this on. Now, don't worry, I know it's a lot of inverse, outverse, whatever, but once you start wrapping your head around these, once you start using these, they become very simple to understand. Basically all you need to do, or all you need to know for this point, is that this is just a very simple AND gate, something that you can use. And here, this is 2 inputs. I have another one right here, which is 3 inputs. I just want to show you how you can expand upon your AND gates, because you can't really put a torch here in order to make this work. You need to instead push your blocks 1 block further, and then that is how you'll get your AND gate to work. And over here I have an AND gate, and a NAND is similar to an AND, but there's an N in front of it. And what that means is this is a NOT AND gate. Basically it's an AND gate with a NOT attached to it. And it's extremely simple because these are already, you can kind of think of these as already knotted, because I have a NOT gate on top of both of the inputs here, which turns this on, which turns this off. I'm just removing this torch here and replacing it with a redstone piece of redstone, which makes it a NOT AND gate. So by default it's going to be on, and I can flick this one off, I can flick this one off, it'll stay on unless both of them are off, in which case the lamp will turn off. So it's just kind of the inverse of an AND gate. And similarly, there's a NOR gate here. NOR gate, not NOR, you get the terminology here. It gets pretty simplistic. But not OR gate means that, the light's going to be on unless this or this is flicked on. And that's exactly what we have here. If this or this is flicked on, or both of them, the lamp will turn off. And this is very simple. All I have is just some redstone running into this block. You could even modify this even more. I'm showing this as a way of inputs. So I have 2 inputs going into this block. If either of them are on, this will invert and turn itself off. I'm just gonna go back. Whoops. I'm just gonna go back to this way though, because I like the aesthetic of it. So that's kind of all of the basic circuits. That's your AND gates. That's your AND gates. That's your OR gates. That's your NOT gates. Now, why don't I show you some functionalities of them? This is an interesting thing here. This is actually a locking mechanism. So you need to flick these levers in a certain way to be able to open up this door. And it's really simple to make, actually. I just have all these levers hooked up to an AND gate. So this is ANDing with this. You see I've inverted these signals, but this signal's not inverted, meaning if this is turned on, the whole system shuts off. Similar to how if this was off or if this was off, I'm inverting these two, keeping this one normal, and turning it into a knotted AND gate. That's right, I should say knotted, because by default this is Oh no, I'm silly. This is just a normal AND gate. Don't worry about me. I'm getting my own terminology mixed up. But yeah, no, this is a fun and simple way to lock whatever design that you have. Large AND gate, I just wrote that out. Fun little way to lock out anybody, any intruders that you don't want entering into your base. Now here's something else fun. This is something that I use if I'm in like the nether or something. I actually have a pretty simple AND gate here. You'll see it's the most simplest AND gate you can get. Inside here I have a bunch of splash potions of swiftness. And what I basically want is just a one-way ticket to get potions of swiftness. So say this is like my nether portal here. I just entered into the nether, right? And I'm sprinting. I go through both of these and I get myself some speed, which is perfect because I like moving around quickly in the nether. It's exactly what I need. And now when I'm done in the nether, I just want to go back out, but I don't really want to waste another speed potion because I'm leaving. I don't need to spend another potion on nothing. So what I've done here is I've added some delay to this. So when you step on this, you'll see that it takes a little bit of delay, literally just enough delay in order for us to go over to here, and both of them will turn off at the same time, turning this on and just splashing us with some potion. Whereas meanwhile, when I go over top of this and then this, it's not enough time for the system to kind of sync up with each other and turn this not gate off. So it's just a, oh, I missed, whoops. Maybe decrease this delay a little bit. There we go. It's just a fun little way to add some redstone to your world. That's it's a small thing. It's nice, you know? And this is a 2x2 flush piston door that I've hooked up to an OR gate. If we go through here, we need a way to leave, right? So we click that button. All I've done is, you know, I've done our very simplistic OR gate design here. You know, button here, and they're connected to each other, and they just stroll on up into our little our redstone mechanism here. And this isn't actually what I wanted to show you. This is maybe a little too complicated. It's not very hard to understand, but you need to know some quasi connectivity. I just wanted to show you the OR gate that I've used in order to open the door up. Anyways, that is all of the logic gates. That's all the simplistic logic gates. There are others that I think maybe are a little too complicated. So I'm actually going to get into them in a different episode, like RS NOR latches and T flip-flops and all that fun jazz. Don't worry, it's not that hard. I will guide you through it, and we're going to have a lot of fun going to it. So thank you guys for watching, and in the next episode, I kind of already have it planned out over here. I'm going to be discussing, what's it called again? Monostable circuits. I don't know why I forgot the name of it. I'm the professional here. We're going to be going over monostable circuits, or as some people call them, pulse shorteners. And they're fairly important with redstone circuitry. But until the next episode, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a like, and I'll catch you on the flippity flops. Adios.